What's up, Dice Crew? Keeping it a Benji, and I'm getting back with y'all. Now, look, I'm sure by now y'all done caught all these videos surfacing and whatnot pertaining to Jim Jones having a situation or altercation at the airport on the escalator. And let's just dive right into it and start speaking on it, right? Now, you got people saying that he snitched. You got people saying he didn't. You got people coming up with every excuse in the book to act like what Jim Jones did was just totally okay. But this is how I feel about it. And this is something that I feel like the younger, the youth need to really pay attention to. Now, look, when you sign up to these streets, when you sign up to these gangs and stuff like that, fair treatment goes out the window. No matter what it is, whether it's on the street side or on the side of law enforcement, fair treatment goes out the window. And what I mean by that is this. How Jim Jones was supposed to conduct himself in that situation was he was supposed to take everything that happened and sit down and shut up and accept everything that comes his way and just totally rely on surveillance. You in a public place, it's a million cameras. Only defense you supposed to have is, check the cameras. And if it would have went further than this situation right there, then you just got to give that to your lawyers and them and let them pull them cameras, pull the footage, and let that defend you in court. But you don't try to get yourself out of a jam as fast as you can by turning into a civilian. You can't swing, you can't play the middle. And that's what people be doing. People want to take the good out of everything, get the glamour, get accepted, and be able to use the gang culture when it suits them, when it's beneficial. But then when certain stuff take place, they want to go ahead and act like, the street stuff don't even exist anymore and become a civilian. That's what Jim Jones was supposed to do. He was supposed to take his licks, do what he did. If they graffle him up, arrest him, throw him in a cage, he was supposed to accept all that. And, his only thing is look at the cameras. What happened, Mr. Jones? Look at the cameras. Or the lawyer will show up and the lawyer will speak that for him. But you don't sit around and you start calling people out and you don't start saying that they assaulted me. Both of them assaulted me. They assaulted me. At that point, you're using legal terminology. You know what I'm saying? You using legal terminology talking about they assaulted me. That's just not a good look. Now, you got a lot of people that's real fans and really want to be associated with Jim Jones. So they're not going to really keep it a Benji about that situation. You know what I mean? But I just feel like it's a situation that we can all learn from. I don't think that Jim Jones turned into a snitch. I think he definitely just exposed who he really is. I think in that moment, he just exposed who he really is. That's the type of guy he really wants to be. That's the guy who he actually is. It's not the guy who's throwing up gang signs. It ain't the guy who's representing his gang through his jury, all that type of stuff. That's not who he really is. He's who he really is when they got in that heated moment, when he couldn't rehearse, when he couldn't put no uniform on before he started acting a certain way. He had to just really be who he had to be at that moment. And that's all I can say about it. At least to me, that's my opinion about it. Everybody's more than welcome to their own opinion. I'm not telling people to share my thought process. People can have their own opinion. But I'm going to keep it a Benji. And me keeping it a Benji, that's exactly how I feel about that situation. Jim Jones is going to have to worry about that or hear about that and deal with that forever. You know what I'm saying? Like Queen Latifah said, you got to wear that for life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did to himself. He did that to his image. He did that to his character. He did that to his career, street side and maybe on the rap side. But that's just that. And it's also even worse because you got people coming out saying that Freaky Zeke is a snitch. You got people saying that Jim Jones got caught on the road, doing illegal activity and the cases disappeared and whatnot. You got people that was trying to say what really took place and whatever happened with him on that wiretap. So I'm just pointing out how, like, when you got certain type of stuff already surrounding you, and then you just kind of like put more of like the icebreaker out there, it's not really a good look at all. And like I said, I ain't trying to say like, you know, he was participating in street or illegal activity and he tried to roll over and put somebody in jail. But the man chose to show who he really is. Like, you don't got them rights, Jim Jones. When you a gangbanger or when you subscribe to this street stuff, you don't got no fair chance. And that's the part that people don't put out there to the youth. You know, they don't sit down to them and they don't sit them down and let them know, like, look, once you sign up for this, you ain't getting no fair, like, it's nothing fair about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could try your best to come out on top with certain situations, legally, whatever it may be. If you got your money right and you can have your lawyers involved, whatever these cases may be. But until those situations present themselves, you got to deal with an unfair treatment. So I'm going to say it again. You know, Jim Jones was supposed to be quiet, say, there go the cameras. Don't worry about, I don't have no opinion or I don't have no, I have nothing to speak on pertaining to me throwing some other individuals under the bus. Now, I understand it's kind of a gray area. You know, he's messing with some civilians. You know, it is all already in the public eye. And, you know, it wasn't like a street situation. But when you sign up to be on this side of the law, you know, deemed as like a outlaw or something like that, you have to be willing to deal with things how it go. But to me, it's just like he was very, 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 very in a rush to try to get out of that situation. And, you know, they could have put cuffs on those individuals. It could have been anything. I mean, you wasn't even saying I was defending myself. Jim Jones wasn't even he wasn't even saying that. He didn't even have enough like sense to say, you know, I'm just defending myself. He didn't even say that. He went straight to screaming it out multiple times. They assaulted me. And that's a legal term at that. So it's just an ugly situation overall. And you know what? Another reason why this situation even happened the way it happened is because Jim Jones was playing in the middle. If you want to be street, be street. If you want to be moving like a businessman and more civilian wise, be that. Because you got a lot of money. I mean, you got to have enough of money to where you can at least have security with you. The whole situation could have never even took place if you actually had security. You know what I mean? You could have had security. Security could have got involved with that situation, intervened with that situation, possibly prevented that situation or handled that situation. And they would have had to talk to law enforcement, which they got the legal right to do. And you could have protected yourself, your image, your brand, your bag, and you could have been in a better space. But I'm guessing, you know, you probably want to move around and be like, check me out. Everybody know I move alone. I don't be relying on security. And it's like, you got to make your mind up, man. Because you can't be too good or too tough for security and then turn around and you screaming out people assaulted you. You know, you want the points for being like a street guy, like you don't need security, but then you turn around and go that route anyway with the whole trying to be civilian at the end of the day. So we got to just start being more mindful and start really thinking things through. You know what I mean? And that's just that. But I figure y'all get where I was coming from. Shout out to the Dice Crew. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Keep it a Benji for me. If not, don't jump in. Shout out to the Dice Crew and shout out to the sponsors, Yard Down Bullies. I'm going to have a link in the description so y'all can tune in and see what they got going on. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. I'm out.
Rivals. Lower level. Hey! Stop it! You're jumping? Knock it off! My friend. Knock it off! It's 2 a.m. against me! You hurt my friend. You fucking hurt my partner. You hurt my friend. You okay, Jimmy? Ow! Let's go. me. Yo, sit down. Hey, do not come in.
He assaulted me. He assaulted me. They both assaulted me.
Go sit down.
They both assaulted me.
Your ass down. I don't fucking care. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down now.
What the fuck did I just say?
They both
Sit your ass down.
You guys have gloves or first aid?
You're not listening.